Everyone, when you think of the distribution industry, you might think that any ERP system that is probably positioned for manufacturing might work for distribution as well. Well, that may be true because distribution businesses are not as complex as manufacturing, but that does not mean that distribution businesses do not have complexity. So, how do you select the ERP system for the distribution industries? That's exactly what we are going to talk about today. Hey everyone, my name is Sam Gupta and I am principal at Elevate IQ. Elevate IQ is the independent ERP and digital transformation consulting firm. We help our customers with ERP selection, contract negotiation, system architecture, enterprise architecture, business process reengineering, and ERP implementation. Let's go back to today's topic, which is going to be distribution ERP systems. But before we reveal our list, we want to touch on the criteria that we have used to finalize this list. We look at several factors. Number one is market share. Market share is going to be in the form of number of installs, but also in the form of the size of the customers. The larger the market share, the higher it ranks on our list. We also look at several things such as how committed is the publisher to the distribution industry overall, and how committed is this product for the distribution industry. And we look at publicly available documentation, the depth of cloud nativeness. We look at user reviews. If the majority of the user reviews are going to be from the distribution companies, then it's likely that the product is positioned for the distribution industry, and distribution is not just another industry for the product. So we have compiled the list based on these criteria. So let's look at the list now. Number 10 on our list is the product called Syspro. And some of you may not have heard of the Syspro product. It's targeted for very small distributors. It's going to be a single tenant product. The comparable for Syspro is going to be products such as Macola. It's going to be Microsoft GP, SAP Business One. Syspro is a very unique product. Overall, if you look at the product, it has a very similar feel as SAP. It has features such as activity-based accounting. If you look at the way the supply chain planning is done in terms of DCs and networks, Syspro can support very deep distribution business model, but only for the smaller distributors. It's not designed for the larger distribution. Also, it is very unique overall in terms of its support for the formulation for some of the food and beverage distributors. In some of the discrete centric product, you are not going to find support for the formulation, but Syspro does support that. When you compare Syspro, Syspro is not going to be as large as some of the leading products. It's not cloud native. It wasn't born in the cloud. So obviously, it's not going to have as deep cloud native functionality as of today, but they have been upgrading their architecture and the code base, and the product, the recent product, looks really good overall in terms of the cloud native capabilities. For these reasons, Syspro is at number 10 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 9 on our list is going to be Infor distribution SXE product. And this is part of the CloudSuite portfolio from Infor. It's slightly larger product overall in the distribution space. It's going to have much deeper last mile functionality than most distribution products in the market, but it's not cloud native, and the product is going to be far more localized and globalized than some of the comparable products such as NetSuite, Epicor, Profit 21, and Acumatica. But it's not as well adopted as some of the other distribution ERP systems. And the reason for that is in case of distribution, you don't require as much last mile functionality as you would in some other sectors such as manufacturing or construction. So the last mile functionality is still important for some of the industrial distribution space, but it's not as critical. That's why some of the vanilla ERP do really well in the distribution space, even if they might not have as deep a last mile functionality. For these reasons, Infor Distribution SXE lands at number 9 on our list of the top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 8 on our list is Epicor Profit 21 product. Now, the product has very similar feel overall as the Infor SXE product. It is going to be very similar in capabilities. It's not going to be as localized and globalized as Infor SXE product. It's slightly smaller. It didn't do as well in the globalized distribution organization traditionally. It had far deeper operational functionality for the domestic distributors. But Epicor, if you look at its designer, it's sometimes slightly easier overall for the smaller distribution organization, but it's not going to have as many bells and whistles that your Infor product is going to have. For these reasons, Epicor Profit 21 lands at number 8 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 7 on our list is SAP Business One product. In general, SAP products are very localized and globalized. They don't offer as much operational functionality. For example, let's say if you look at the SAP Business One Cloud, which is far leaner product, SAP Business One On-Prem had far thicker functionality for distribution, but then you had a lot of partner add-ons that you needed on top of your core SAP Business One product for the product to work in those industries. The newer breed of distribution ERP systems, for example, Acumatica or NetSuite, they combine a lot of distribution functionality as part of the core product. For example, they are going to have your basic WMS functionality packaged as part of the product, so you don't have to worry about integration. In case of SAP Business One, if you are a small distributor, then you would probably require another add-on or the integration with the add-on, and sometimes the pricing could be very high if you require multiple add-ons for SAP Business One to work for your industry. Now, if you have a situation where, let's say, you are localized in a country that is not supported by the other smaller distribution ERP systems or the comparable ERP systems such as your NetSuite or Acumatica, then SAP Business One may be a great choice. But for the most part, let's say if you are not as localized or globalized, primarily you are buying the ERP system for the operational capabilities and you don't really have money or need to create that best of breed architecture in acquiring specialized WMS, then Acumatica or NetSuite could be a superior fit overall for you. For these reasons, SAP Business One lands at number 7 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. On our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central. If you look at the core product, it's very similar to your SAP Business One product. It has very deep distribution functionality. For example, let's say if you talk about things like automated put away, bin location, how you plan your distribution centers inside your product, the way you are going to do your distribution resource planning, which is called DRP. Microsoft Business Central is really strong at all of that. It might have very light manufacturing functionality, but it is not as strong manufacturing product. It's designed to be a distribution product similar to SAP Business One. Microsoft products are also going to be as globalized as SAP. It might not be as globalized as SAP, but it's going to be more globalized than other competing products such as your Acumatica, NetSuite, Epicor, Infor, but it is not going to have as deep operational functionality and the last mile functionality that you are going to get as part of your Epicor, Infor, NetSuite, Acumatica. For these reasons, Microsoft Dynamics Business Central lands at number 6 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 5 on our list is Oracle Cloud ERP. And the reason why it is number 5 on our list, in case of distribution, yes, the operational functionality matters. Yes, the last mile functionality matters, but it does not matter as much as your manufacturing or the construction organization. So even though Oracle Cloud ERP is slightly richer in the cloud native capabilities operationally, SAP S4HANA might work for the distribution organizations very well because the core product is going to support the needs of the distribution organization, at least from the core finance perspective and the core accounting perspective. So even though Oracle Cloud ERP may be slightly ahead overall in terms of its capabilities, but that's not really a differentiator for the distribution organization. Oracle has very deep integration overall with its TMS. TMS is one of the best in case of Oracle, but typically that TMS is positioned for slightly more 3PL organizations. Most distribution organizations don't require as deep TMS capabilities. They require slightly superior WMS capabilities. And in case of SAP, the WMS is superior than Oracle. So that's another differentiator. But Oracle has a lot of different products that can work as the best of breed for the distribution organizations. For these reasons, Oracle Cloud ERP lands at number 5 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 4 on our list is Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Similar to Oracle Cloud ERP, it's slightly ahead overall from the SAP. In terms of its operational capabilities, it's not going to be as localized as your SAP product, but it's going to be slightly deeper in terms of its operational capabilities. Microsoft does have very strong WMS and TMS component as part of its supply chain suite. It has CRM, which is number 2 in the CRM category. So if you care for your CRM as well as any other tools that come with your CRM, Microsoft could be a great choice. Oracle is probably going to fall short in those places when you require a very strong CRM along with the ERP for the distribution organization. And the CRM in case of Microsoft is very well integrated. That's integrated as part of the replication layer at the database level. For these reasons, Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O lands at number 4 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 3 on our list is the SAP S4HANA product. Now, when you look at the Oracle product, Microsoft or SAP, they are fairly similar products. They are targeted for larger corporations with 10, 20, 30 entities, and these organizations are going to give priority for the financial control over your operational functionality. So typically in those patches, these products are going to do really well. Now, in case of SAP S4HANA, it has slightly superior best of breed products for the distribution organizations. For example, if you look at SAP Hybris, that's slightly better product overall than your Oracle ATG, which is slightly more legacy. Hybris is a newer product overall from its architecture and with respect to its code base. And then SAP EWM is superior in the warehouse capabilities. It may not be as rich in the transportation management capabilities. For these reasons, SAP S4HANA lands at number 3 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 2 on our list is the product called Acumatica. And the reason why Acumatica is at number 2 is it is among the top 3 cloud native ERP systems, but Sage Intacct does not really target the distribution organization unless it is trying to utilize a very thick add-on top of Sage Intacct. The product is not designed for the distribution industry. Acumatica products design, if you look at different edition, it really works for the hybrid organization because it has many different edition. For example, if you have an organization that does distribution, light manufacturing, Acumatica could be great fit because it's all part of one product. If you have a little bit of construction as part of your distribution organization, Acumatica could be a great fit. The same goes for some of the spaces where you are going to have a significant install base and the services for your product. For those patches, Acumatica works really well. Acumatica also packages WMS functionality and native integration with some of the commerce platforms such as your Shopify and BigCommerce. Now, BigCommerce is one of the leading e-commerce products that is going to have all of your vendor portal, your customer portal, and then you also have the Shopify integration. Shopify is positioned more for B2C. So if you look at the overarching package of Acumatica, you get far better value as the distribution organization as part of Acumatica. For these reasons, Acumatica lands at number 2 on our list of top distribution ERP systems. Now, number 1 on our list is NetSuite product. And the reason why NetSuite is number 1 is because it's slightly richer in capabilities than Acumatica just because it's been in the market for a longer time. It has slightly deeper WMS capabilities in terms of, if you look at scenarios such as managing shelf life for the products or item families or automated population of the expiration date. Some of these features could be very hard and would require an add-on in the other ERP systems, but NetSuite offers all of this out of the box for the distribution-centric organization. NetSuite is also installed in slightly larger distribution organizations where you are going to find WMS such as Blue Yonder. Acumatica has not been installed with those larger organizations, at least based on what we have seen. NetSuite is far bigger product, far richer product overall in terms of its native capabilities. It's going to have everything that Acumatica is going to have, but then it's going to have some more functionality. Both of these products support matrix inventory, which is going to be critical for some of those health and beauty verticals. Also supports the subscription-based business models. Again, that is becoming very critical for the e-commerce companies. The NetSuite works very, very well with the omnichannel and the DTC architecture. So for these reasons, NetSuite lands at number 1 on our list for top distribution ERP systems. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you are going to check the link that we are going to post in the comments. The link is going to have some more details overall in terms of the criteria that we have used to finalize this list. It's going to have some more details for each of the product. So make sure you check that out. And we rely on you and your comment while finalizing this list. So if you agree, disagree with our assessment, make sure you guys comment. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys are going to subscribe on our podcast, which is available on wbs.rocks. You can find it on Apple, Google, Spotify, and make sure you are also going to be subscribing to the YouTube channel. On that note, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.